Greetings everyone. This video is sort of a tutorial of how I created a naturalistic riverbank background using expanding foam and coconut fiber, both for underwater and above water parts of this setup. So I'll give a bit of an information about the enclosure, about the fish tank that I have used in order to create that background. So if you haven't seen a previous video on this project on my channel, I have used a tank that I had, which was a shallow tank, and I removed one of its side walls, which I sort of glued to the other side of the tank, which you will see in this video, in order to create this paludarium type of enclosure. So in this video you will see how I re-glue, basically re-silicone that side glasses of that fish tank. And so without any further ado, let's move on with the video. And we got the cabinets. These are actually two different cabinets. As you can see, these are not aquarium cabinets, and this is just a regular cabinets to be used for books or something else. They have quite a bit of storage in here and in here. Well, not very convenient for keeping things like canister filters, but I'm not planning to use any canister filters on this tank, so that's good enough for me, and plenty of storage space for all sort of fish keeping stuff. They are quite sturdy, and they costed me 5 times less than if I had ordered a custom-made cabinet for this tank. So we're going to put some styrofoam on top, like so. And as an aquarium pad, I'm using this piece of yoga mat cut to the size. Today we're going to do the first water test after siliconing this glass to the tank, and we'll see whether it's going to leak. So the drip wall has been tested and installed, and it's all working. The pump will be in that corner. I will cut down this pipe in here because it's a bit too long for the moment. And the holders for the LED lamp are also installed. These are old holders from a shelf, from a storage shelf. So the next task is to actually start working on a 3D background. And before I will use expanding foam, which will be the base of this background, I will attach different pieces of driftwood and cork to the background. I will use silicone to attach them in place before I will cover them partially with expansion foam. So we have here quite a collection of bogwood. It's pieces of redwood, oak wood, and some cork bark in here, and a piece of oak bark in here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use all of these pieces of driftwood, but the idea is to create some sort of a background which resembles a river bank with all sort of roots of trees coming down from the surface into the water column and so on. So it will be a lot of kind of trial and error and testing what works and what doesn't. So let's move on. So it's the next day and the silicone has cured more or less. So all these pieces of driftwood and cork bark, they are attached firmly to the glass. I've also applied a light layer of silicone to this glass in order to make expanding foam to stick firmly to the glass, because if we just apply it to the bare glass, it's probably not going to stick as good as when it sticks to something else. So I also added some tooth sticks to the drip system to make sure that the holes are not blocked by expanding foam, and we'll start applying the expanding foam.
the city of lights.
Right, so this is a final product. So basically the background is completed. I will now do another water test for the drip wall system. I have already tested it once and it seems to be working fine. I've added pieces of green sponge in here where the water comes from the PVC pipe that's behind the background. And the reason I've done it because in some places water is trickling a bit too much and there's kind of a uncontrolled flow, which I don't really like. I don't want any water hitting the water surface in here. I want it to flow along the background so it doesn't make much of the splashing sound. But later on I will cover all of these openings with live sphagnum moss. That's where I'm going to set up this fish tank. But for now I'm just using this sponge in order to make sure that the water doesn't kind of splash into the fish tank but flows along the background. So let's do the water test. So the pump is in here and it kind of has two outlets, two outflows. One is connected by this pipe in here to the drip wall system and the other one is just pushing the water into the fish tank, providing some flow and current. So I will switch on the pump right now. Basically, this is what I want to prevent. I don't want any water kind of flowing down into the fish tank directly. I want it to go like this, flowing on the background and through the background into the water. But all of this will be fixed once I will add live sphagnum moss, which will grow on this background. So for now, water will kind of drop down into the fish tank and produce these splashing sounds, but this is just temporary. Well, I have let this drip wall work for the whole day, and I can see how all of this cocoa fiber covering holds under the water. And I can say that well, there's certainly some parts where the cocoa fiber has not been attached very well by silicone and it's falling off, it's falling down into the fish tank, but that's normal. For the most part, all of this cover cocoa fiber layer is staying intact and it's not falling apart, which is exactly what I want. In terms of how this layer of cocoa fiber holds under the water, below the water surface, well, more or less it does hold well. I have to admit that I have not used too much of this cocoa fiber covering in the underwater part of this background because eventually it will get covered with algae and I will be keeping here some plecos which will probably chew on cocoa fiber, so I kind of prefer to keep the original expanding foam in the underwater part of this setup. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave them under the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe because the next stage will be setting up this system. I will add sand, I will add hardscape plants, including planting the background. All of this will be covered with live sphagnum moss and various other aquarium mosses such as Christmas moss and flame moss growing all over this background. I will also be using some creeping plants across this background. And eventually I will be adding fish in here. So please stay tuned. The next part of this build-up will be scaping and adding fish. So I'll see you soon.